Hello and welcome to part 11 of the Latics, and following our season beforehand. I hope you enjoyed watching that first season. I most certainly enjoyed being part of that. We're now into League One, so we've had to, add in a few more players, and as you can see, it's been quite a lot in terms of who we've added. I've put a few on the chat today, Twitter and Instagram today. Of certain players we've got today. So I'm just going to look at some of the ones we've just got recently. Our outs have been Chris O'Grady and Mohamed Silla. We sold Mohamed Silla for a bit of money. Chris O'Grady didn't want to be here. I wasn't really playing Mohamed Silla, so I thought I'd let him go. So we've got 36k in total for that, which could potentially go up to 45k. But in terms of us, look, we've signed a lot of players, and I've done that because we need stability in terms of the squad depth. We had quite a big squad last season, but we weren't really using many of the players because none of them were really in positions in which we sort of needed them for. So we got quite a few, got rid of a few in terms of free transfers. Actually, I think I can see some here. No, I can't actually. I know we got rid of Benteke because I just don't think he'd be good enough for this step up in the season, despite the fact he was a very good winger. As you can see, we've got some of these players back. So we've got George McEachran, we've got Theo, Zach Dernley's come back as an actual player, Adam Maric, Charlie Roan, who's actually not a bad little defender. He's currently in the under-23s because I think he needs some time just to grow. We've got Peter Grant, who looks like a decent midfielder, defender. Look, his heading, marking, tackling, his attributes for that role are quite good. The only thing is his acceleration, his pace are absolutely, down the Swanee. So he's sort of a backup option for us. We've also got George Glendon, who is another backup option for a midfield, but can grow. I know he's 24 now, so he probably might not improve that much in the future, but I think at this level he could do quite well. We've got some of these other players in the middle who are quite young players, and then we've got our loans. So we've got Joe Powell from West Ham on loan for the end of the season. He's probably going to be our main midfielder for the rest of the season. I know we've got Dan Gardner and we've got Jose Baxter. I tried to sell Jose Baxter because I just didn't like him, but then everyone just started having a go at me. All the players just disliked it. And then Dan Gardner, I think he's out for about 4 months with a broken foot. So he's come in and he's probably going to be that main player in that centre because he's got great technicals. He's going to be a fantastic attacking midfielder and hopefully, do really well. Last season he played for Northampton and got 13 goals in 42 games. So I think that's pretty decent for an attacking midfielder. Another one we've got Ryan Cassidy, who's going to probably be our main striker for the season. We haven't really got many strikers. It literally is just Darren Bent and Ryan Cassidy at the moment who can play that advanced forward role. And Ryan Bent sort of has slipped a bit recently. He's currently now a leading player for League 2 sides. Last season, he was a good player for the League 1 sides. But this lad here, he could potentially be a good Premier Division player in the future. So if we can get him for a few seasons and maybe even sign him in the future, that'd be quite good. We've got Jimmy Dunn, who looks like an absolute beast in defence. In terms of a player and a young player, he's not that bad. He's on loan from Burnley. He's not costing us that much in terms of finances. Last year he played for Sunderland and did quite well. I think that's I'd say that's pretty good. 3 player of the matches in a season. So he knows this league quite well. He's not bad. We've also got Corey Blackett-Taylor, who's a winger, because we don't really have anyone as a winger apart from Zach Denley. We've got this guy, Karen Mamaya, who looks, look at that technical. That is fantastic. I think he's going to grow into a really, really good player in the future. He's 20 years of age at the moment, 10 under 20 caps for Egypt. I think he can, develop into a nice player, and that's what we're going to focus on this season. We're going to move him out that under 23s and put him into the starting squad. Currently operating in a League One is Corey Blackett-Taylor. So fingers crossed he can add something to this side. And we've actually spent some money because we've done all these. I did some big, as you can probably see here, big matches in terms of friendlies. So we've got a lot of big clubs in to get us a little bit of money in. And we've actually, overall balance so far is 1.3 million, and we've actually made 631k this season. So our budget is actually still not too bad, but we don't really spend any more because we're sort of okay at the moment. And I think the squad itself is looking too bad. But Kieran O'Hara, we needed a goalkeeper, we needed one quick, and he looks like he could be the next big thing, the person to, take over from Danny Iverson, who was an amazing player for us last season. He comes from Man United. He played for Macclesfield last season. I think didn't Macclesfield come mid-table last season or something? I'm not entirely sure, but they are still there. Currently going to be 23rd, but he was on loan last season and didn't do too bad. And letting 69 goals in 45 games, which I think was just a little bit more than Danny Nicholson anyway. So as a whole, that's not too bad. I mean, 81 over 54 games, that's look a bit rubbish. But fingers crossed he could be that player for us this season to keep all those goals out. And actually, I think he does suit the style of play. And that's the thing we've had to do with this massive overhaul, why we've got so many players in. It's because, one, I'm building for the future, because obviously this is a game in which we are going to be progressing every season. Well, not every season, but we're going to carry it on for a few seasons. So we need to think about the future of the club, and if we can get a really good player in and maybe move them on in the future for a bit of money, that might be really helpful for the club's finances. So that's it, really. I mean, in terms of everything else, it's sort of been the same. Nothing's really changed apart from the fact we got money. I've been trying to get a few players from Chelsea, as you can already see with George McEachran, but I haven't wanted to get so many loanees this time because we've got 5 loanees right now, and we've still got Alex Iacovitti as well, who I think is going to be quite pivotal for this season. So we're playing Lincoln today, as you know, is the sort of team who really infuriated us last season, beating us every single time we tried to play them. And I'm hoping we can get one back from them this season. I mean, in terms of where we're sort of predicted to come, if I look at our season preview, we are, where was it, 17th. So, be honest, actually, we're hopefully going to avoid relegation, but we're above Lincoln at the moment. I mean, we were down here for a bit until I started signing some really, really strong players. But when you think of the clubs that are in here, Wigan, Bolton, Portsmouth, Rotherham, Luton, Burton, Albion, Peterborough, there's some really, top-end clubs who can be battling for that, promotion place. And I don't know if we're going to be there. And to be honest, I don't think we are. I think we're going to go more for a mid-table finish this season, much like we were sort of looking for. Last season, we were sort of looking for a top-end finish, really. And, I was hoping that we can actually build on that. So this is the team we're going for today. So we've got Cassidy up front, Nepo and Blackett on the wings, Powell as the attacking midfielder. Then we've got McEachran, who we've actually changed the position for. So last season this was a box-to-box midfielder, and we're now gone for an advanced playmaker because I think that might work in terms of getting the ball forward. Maric is bowling midfielder, who's one of our new players, who seems like a pretty decent player who can probably grow in the future. Then we've got Lafferty on the wing, Hunt on the other wing, we've got Andoni in the centre, and Don in the centre with O'Hara in goal. So fingers crossed, this could hopefully be a good game. I mean, and looking at our fitness and our conditioning, etc., it's not looking the best because a lot of these players we've signed, I'm just going to also number these, we've signed have come a little bit later on in the season, especially like Kieran O'Hara, who's been our most recent signing. I think he came about 3 days ago, and Ryan Cassidy came a week ago or something, so he hasn't really had that many games. Their side doesn't look too changed from last season, if I'm honest. They've still got Andrade, Kinde, McCartan, who I wanted to sign, and I was really annoyed that I couldn't sign him because he was really good against us last season. I expect him to win today, boys, and we just got to hope that we can, get rid of the sort of the curse against Lincoln. Last time we played them, they were the ones that literally changed the way the League 2 went in eventually. So fingers crossed we can. I say that quite a lot, don't I? Fingers crossed. I must admit that's probably my favourite saying. Huntston, is this going to be a little highlight for us? I don't know. It could be. No, unfortunately not. I'm going to just change this quickly back to the league table. Just to see what's going on. As you can see, Wigan have won the first game of the season. I think it was against Luton. Yep, it was. And so the whole thing with this season is basically just compete and, hopefully get a few goals here and there. And maybe this advanced playmaker role will work because I think it suits George McEachran the most. And that's why we've done it, just to suit the players. Blackett Taylor's now on the ball. He's trying to find some space in the wing. Cassidy's on it, and Nepo's got some space and takes a shot. And Vickers just keeps it out. But and we've now got a corner. Right, Hunt with a corner. Tries to get into McEachran. Can he get back to Hunt? No, unfortunately not. He gets dispossessed. So it's it's looking like it's going to be history repeating itself again. Lincoln just sort of being a bit scrappy. But this time, look, they've got 2 shots so far. So it'll just show that we've actually improved a little bit, because last time it was quite level playing field, and I think they were getting... Oh, here we are. Here we go. Ooh. That could have been a bit of a disaster. But, you know, we just want to hit the ground running with this season. That's what we want to do. Just got to hope we can, you know, get a few points here and there. I'm not going to be expecting massive things from this season. It's not going to be that, oh, we can... Whoa, that's the Kinde getting a goal. So that's it. Like I said, this proves my point. It's not going to be that season where we're going to win everything. And the last season we got very, very lucky at the start of the season and ended up winning quite a lot of games. But this season is probably going to be a lot different to that. I mean, he should be doing better than that. Was that Nepo? He could probably do better than that. And then, who was that? Hunt, just passing it into him, I think. Oh, and Yardley got the assist. Well, I don't want to watch it again. Don't need to watch it again. We've seen it once. We've seen the embarrassment. And that's put us down into 16th place. They are really my bogey team. I cannot seem to ever get a win out of them against this side. I can't ever seem to, you know, manage to get 3 points. They're a good side. I mean, like I said, we've changed a lot of things this season. So in terms of match and team cohesion, etc., isn't going to be the strongest at this moment in time, because we haven't played enough games together. The team hasn't gelled 100% yet. But hopefully, that is rubbish. That's absolutely awful by Rob Hunt. Oh, Andrande's running down the wing and he's getting it into Kinde, who's found Anderson with a lovely chip ball. McCartan once again scores against us. He scores against us every single time he plays against us. And I guess what? I think he'll probably get 2. He is the most irritating player. Yes, I wanted him because he's so irritating. I don't want anyone else to have him because he seems to just destroy us. Anderson, lovely cross into McCartan. No one's there in the back to try and stop him, and that is 2-0 so far. This isn't the best start of the season. Not that we were expecting. Well, to be honest, I was expecting probably a little bit better than this against this side. And that's Maric has just given it to Kinde, who's passing it to Anderson, who's going to cross it all the way to Andrande, who is offside, fortunately. But that could have been 3-0. Let's make some subs, I think. Let's get someone on. What's happened there? It's all just gone to pot at the back. I don't know what to place anyone with. The attacking lineup's not looking too bad. Bring on Selfill. Oh, no. Actually, no, we'll bring on Edmondson. Edmondson's going to come on. McEachran's had a shocker as well, so we'll bring on Kyle Scott, who I think is really good in that role. And who else can I bring on? I'm going to bring on Durnley on as well. I know that's 3 subs in one go, but we've got to do something. Something's got to change. And those wing-backs are not playing very well against this side. It doesn't seem like those wing-backs work against this side because they're basically playing a similar formation to us. But their midfielders are just a little bit deeper than ours are. And, that's 3. What has O'Hara done? Oh, now I'm regretting my decisions about some of these signings I've done. Oh, this could be a dreadful season. We could be just going right back down. This could be the relegation season. The season we were supposed to have last year, in which was supposed to be an average season, it could potentially happen this year. Pet on the ball, gets it into Andrande, who Wilson just takes a shot that could have been 4. Oh, this is not how it's supposed to be going. Come on, lads. Oh, what am I paying you for? We're 24th, we're bottom of the league in the first game. Great. Bottom of the league. What a great start. And they're now attacking again. Anderson's on the wing and he's going to just rinse him there. And O'Hara finally gets a save. Actually gets a hand of the ball for once. O'Hara boots it up to Nepo, who Nepo can't get it. And Anderson's got it back again. And they're just back on the ball. And we've just lost it again with silly defending. Dunn gets the ball into them. Boswick's got some space. Takes a shot and Anderson's in there. And that's 4-0. 4-0 to Lincoln. Why can't I ever seem to beat this side? Why do they always beat me? I mean, if you got any tactic tips you want to give me, please drop a link. Please drop a comment in the comment below. And because obviously I need some help against Lincoln, because I know they're playing a similar formation to us, but we just can't beat it. Look, they're 18 shots they've had all game so far, and we've just done nothing. I know we're playing quite attacking, so maybe we need to sort of look at a defensive tactic and switch between the two, depending on teams, and that's just dreadful. That's the end of that match. So that was absolutely awful, in my opinion. I do apologise about that, viewers. I know you come to watch this and have a look at a bit of Latics dramatics and have a look at the boys, see how they're doing, and that's not what you come to watch. 2 6s there, and an absolutely dreadful game overall. I'm just going to say I'm not happy with it. I'm just going to say I'm disappointed. They're feeling pressurised. They should feel pressurised because that's not good enough. You shouldn't be losing 4-1, 4-0. Don't matter who it's to. Shouldn't be, well, unless it was like, what, Man United or someone. Then maybe I'll think about it a bit better. So that puts them top of the table. So thank you very much for watching, guys. What we're going to do is we're going to come back now probably for the next 2 games at the end of this month, which are Blackpool and Scunthorpe. So fingers crossed we can start to, hopefully get a bit more of a form in between these games. So very thanks for watching. Please, if you enjoyed it, please give a massive like. If you want to subscribe for more daily content, please click the button down below. Thank you very much for watching. Cheerio.